So we're 2 weeks into January, and statistically, 25% of people watching this have already broken their New Year's resolution. By February, that's going to jump to about 80%. So let's be honest. The problem isn't your willpower. The problem is the system that you're using. There's a reason why many years ago, I completely got off this whole New Year's resolutions train. And that's because resolutions are built on hype. And hype has a shelf life of about 2 weeks. And so today, I'm not just giving you another wish list. I want to give you something better. I want to give you a few pointers that are and a system that's going to help you replace that temporary motivation with permanent discipline so that you don't become another February statistic. Let's get into it. So the first shift that you need to make for 2026, if you intend on accomplishing any of the things that you sign up for and hope for, I want you to stop setting goals and start setting standards. Now, after many failed attempts at achieving various goals of mine, I believe I finally figured it out. A goal, as you probably well know, is something that you want. I want to lose 10 pounds. I want to save more money. I want to learn a new language, so on and so forth. But a standard is all about who you are. I'm an athlete, so I don't miss workouts. I'm financially disciplined, so I track every dollar. I'm a writer, so I write every morning at 6 a.m. You see, goals depend on motivation, and you're not always going to be motivated. We all know this. But standards depend on your identity. And so the first assignment I have for you is to go dig out that list of goals you created, and I want you to tear it up. Just get rid of it. And I want you to write an identity list instead. And so instead of saying things like, I want to lose 10 pounds, you're going to write and say something like, I am health conscious. And then I want you to ask yourself a question. What does a health conscious person do and refuse to do? That's the shift. You see, it's a proven fact that people are far more consistent with who they believe they are than with what they say they want. And when you identify as something, your brain works overtime and works really hard to protect and live out that identity. Now, if you want more content just like this that helps you build discipline, purpose, and direction, subscribe and stick around because we're building something special here. Most times people attempt to achieve goals from what I call a top-down mindset, meaning that the plans and the actions that they're making today are solely based on the end result. And quickly they realize how overwhelming this is. And the next thing you know, they've given up. And so I like to use probably the most common example, which I just did about losing weight. And so let's say you're trying to lose 10 pounds. In January 1st, it's new year, new me. You're feeling great. You clean up the cupboard of all the junk, the cookies and the snacks. You hit up the grocery store and now you're buying quinoa and salads and you're just feeling amazing. But you're doing all of this strictly focused on that 10 pounds that you're trying to lose. And after about 2 weeks of seeing what is usually very little or no progress, doubt, frustration slowly start to creep in and you start thinking about changing up your program. Next thing you know, you're back on the couch eating Cheetos with a Diet Coke, which has nothing to do with diets, by the way. Instead, what you need to do is reverse engineer the process with a bottom-up strategy. So daily, you need to focus on some things that I would consider non-negotiables. These are the things that you commit to on a daily basis, and they are the priority. They will help you lead into the things that you do on a weekly basis. Now, the combination of your daily routine and your weekly task is all that it really takes. That is literally it. That's all. You don't need to worry about December. You don't need to worry about Q3. You don't even need to worry about next Friday. The only thing you need to worry about is winning the morning. And if you can win the morning, you can win the day. And if you win enough days, the year will take care of itself. Now, let me warn you about something I don't see a lot of people talking about. And if it hasn't happened already, in about 2 weeks or 3 weeks, it's going to get really boring for you. Not hard, not painful, just boring. And this is where I think most people quit, not because they're weak, but because they think that boredom means that something is wrong. And it absolutely does not. Boredom is like the sign that you're finally doing the work. Amateurs, which I know you're not, they stop when things stop being fun. The professionals, the people who are really going to achieve these things, keep going because they know that the system requires it. And so if you push through that valley of despair, you'll separate yourself from 99% of the other people who will fall off by February. So here's my challenge to you, and I want you to make a commitment. If you're ready to stop dreaming and start building, if you're ready to replace hype with discipline, if you're ready to make 2026 the year that you actually follow through, I want you to do two things. First, I want you to comment the word focused down below. And second, I want you to look at this next video, my 7 habit rules breakdown. It's going to give you the support and all the direction that you need for a daily structure to lock this stuff in. Let's make 2026 the year that you stop quitting. I'll see you in the next video. Peace and love.